Well, we get a lot of requests at Let's Go Help for people who need help paying their property taxes, because most of the programs are just for mortgage, payments if you own a home. But what about property tax? A lot of people are way behind on that. Well, actually, the Biden program pays for property taxes, and it varies with every state, so you have to check with your state. But you could pay. Here, I'm reading about it in Kansas. Here, they have a program that'll pay your mortgage or property taxes. Now listen what else they'll pay. They'll pay for your utilities. They'll pay for your internet service too. I mean, that's in the mortgage. Who would have known that? And what kind of homes are eligible for this? Single family homes, like a normal home, right? A 1 to 4 unit dwelling. So if you're an investor and living in one of the units and you're renting out the other 4, that's eligible for it. Condos, townhomes. Now listen to this, manufactured homes, okay? So they're all available. And the income limit's 150% of the median income. The median income is like average, okay? And that means, like, for Kansas, it's like $100,000. Other places, it'd be $150,000. So it's not thing. So if you're behind just in your mortgage, check with this program, okay? It's Homeowners Assistance Fund. And you go to this program here on ncsha.org. That's a national organization that has all the local websites on where to apply where you live. So you go there, get the local for your state, and start applying. But if that doesn't work, there are more programs that will pay for that too. But you have to dig on those, okay? And you dig them by going to 211.org and findhelp.org. Now, you could call 211 on the phone, but if it doesn't help you, do this, because this is what you probably have to do anyway. You go to 211.org and put in housing, put in property taxes, any of those things. But I would start with housing. And the same way, what I like, even better 2-in-1, is Find Help. They're a little easier to use and have a nicer index in my mind, but that's a biased opinion. And you'll get a listing of local nonprofit organizations and other government offices that just help with either taxes for mortgage or mortgage payments or property tax payments or even utility payments. So check them all. And how do you check them? You call every one of them. Even if they say, oh, this is only for a certain kind of people and you're not paying, call them anyway, because they're going to know about other programs in your area. They're going to know more than you and I will ever know. And that's how you tap into those and get the real boots on the ground information, because they're solving problems like yours every day. Probably hundreds of people every day come to them. So they learn that. You don't. This is the first time you're doing it in your life, right? So you don't know the system and what's all the little in the nooks and crannies. So talk to the experts. That's where you get it. The internet will just tell you how to spend money doing this. The experts who are free because they get paid by the government or a nonprofit organization, they know better than the internet. So start talking to them. See, that's who we point to at Let's Go Help. So if you remember Let's Go Help, we give you only sources that give you money and give you help. They don't take your money. You're going to go to Google, they're going to get your money. We give the money. And actually, we give our own money too. Every month we have a grant program, and now we're giving $60,000 this month. It's normally $40,000, but we found a lot of people aren't picking up their money, so we're giving it away again. So this month it'll be $60,000. So apply to there. It's easy. One sentence. What would you do with $1,000?